Hello and welcome to the last video of learning how to make a prototype 2D platformer. We've got some real basic mechanics in here with some real basic foundations of creating a 2D game. Last week we looked at our levels, and this week we're going to look at audio, we're going to look at UI, and we're going to look at scene persistence as well. So once you've collected some coins, if you die again, those coins don't reappear, they stay within your UI. And we can get that all sorted today as well. So first of all, what we're going to do is sort out our audio. So we've got a little bit of audio. So I've kind of done a little bit of prep before I've started this video. And what I've done is created a brand new folder called audio and then created one for sound effects. So just put SFX. Within there, I've got a coin, some coin music as well. And you can play that through by just pressing that play button there. I don't think my internal sound is integrated, so when I press play you don't hear that, but I do hear the coin ring. But I will add this to the files, Discord teams, etc., so you can access this coin bing. Cool, lovely. So what we're going to do, we're going to jump into the prefab. So once you've done this and you've downloaded the audio track and you've added it to your new folders, we can jump into our prefabs and we can find our, what are we looking for? Our coin. Lovely, lovely. And what I'm going to add to our coin is an audio source. So I can scroll down right down to here, go to add component, and I'm just going to search for an audio source. There we go. Lovely, fantastic. So this is what will actually physically play our sound once we're in our game. What we want to do is just uncheck play on awake as well. What that means is as soon as we press play on a game, it will play the sound. And we do this to check that sounds work, but we don't need to do that at the moment. So we just can uncheck that. Cool, lovely. So once we've unchecked this, we can jump into our coin script. So if we double click onto here and we let Visual Studio open, or Visual Studio code.dev if you're using the online browser. Lovely. So at the moment our coin is very, very simple. So what we can do is that we need to add a public audio clip to the top of here, because then we can drag in that audio from our project. So here we can just say public audio, I can't see it yet. Oh no, it's right at the top, audio clip. And we can just call this coin sound effects, just like that. Lovely. And then just before we destroy our objects, we are going to allow the audio source to kick in. So there we go, we're going to search for audio source because that's the component, and we're going to look for play clip at point. Play clip at point is really important because if you see other versions on sort of YouTube and other Unity videos, there may be a possibility that, remember, we are deleting this game object as soon as the coin is collected. Play clip at point will allow the clip to play, then the object to be deleted. So this is the reason why we're doing it this way. So what we're going to do, we're going to put our coin sound effects in there. Then our sound is going to come through our camera. So we can say camera.main and then dot whatever the position, dot transform dot position our camera is. Lovely, semicolon, and that should sort out our sound and where our sound is immediately coming from. So what we can do, we can save this, and you might just have to obviously just take my word for it. If I jump back into the game, I'll just be like, oh, and the audio is now working. But yeah, that's just an issue. I probably need to sort out the audio on this really so you can hear the audio that I'm playing through. Right, let's have a quick look to see if this works. Let's make sure we don't have any coins in here, so let's actually add a coin to our level. Or do I have some coins in here? No, I don't. Let's add some coins. Prefabs, let's make it nice and easy and add a coin there, and just to make sure it's not a bluff, we can have 2 coins. Lovely. Let's quickly save our game, press play, and see if that coin sound pops through. Lovely, lovely. Oh, no, something's happened. Here we go. Got a slight error here. The variable, oh, we haven't added the variable in. Cool, right, that's my fault, no problem. So what we need to do, I'm jumping ahead of the gun. So what we need to do on our coin script, if we look at our coin variable, we can see that on our coin script it's looking for the clip. I haven't dragged in the clip, it doesn't know where to drag it in from. So I'm going to go SFX, and there we go, there's that sound there. So there again, is asking for the sound here. Once we hit that collider, the collider will jump, the sound will jump into here, and audio source will play it. Cool, lovely. Forgot to do that. Lovely, lovely. So we'll play our game. Lovely, that is working all nice and lovely. Fantastic. You're just going to take my word off from it, but it definitely is working. Cool, lovely. So the next thing we're going to do is look at your UI. So with the audio, if you're thinking, well, I want to do that for my jump, how do I do that for my jump? Well, it's fairly simple. Again, you would create your own public audio clip for Jump SFX, and you would essentially take all of this again, but you would call the Jump SFX instead of the Coin SFX as your variable. And where you would put that is you would go in, and we could put that within our jump. So on our jump, so when our value is pressed, so when the value of button is pressed, we are doing a jump, but I would probably add the jump audio around here, just on top, just like that. So that's how you can add some jump audio as well if you're unsure of how to do that. Cool, lovely. So let's have a look at some UI. So first of all, what we need to do in our hierarchy, we are going to right click, and we can go to UI and Canvas. There is Canvas. There is Canvas. Lovely. So this adds two things. This adds a massive, number one, adds a massive canvas for our UI. So if we zoom out, and then we can drag Alt, we can see that our UI all fits into this screen here. For some reason, Unity decides that the UI needs to be way bigger than the actual game scene itself, just to show the differences, the differentiation between the two. But we can look at our UI through our game scene as well. Cool, it also got this event system, and this event system allows us to play things through. Cool, so to start off, what we're going to do is once we have our canvas, let's edit our canvas actually. So at the moment, its render mode is currently on screen space and overlay. I'm going to change this to, oh actually no, I might be happy with that. What do I want to change? Ah, there it is. It's my canvas scaler. It's my UI scale mode, and I want to change this to scale with screen size. So whatever we add, it will scale to the size of the screen. So maybe this could be for mobile, it could be for different sizes of a laptop screen or computer screens or TV screens. Reference resolution, because we're going to play this on standard PC, we're going to put 1920 over 1080 to make life a little bit easier, which is all good. Yeah, that's lovely. Is it 1920? Oh no, we want, on the X we want 1080, sorry, we want 1080 on the X, and we want 1920 on the Y. Lovely. Cool. I've put those in incorrectly. Lovely. Cool. So once we have done this, we're going to go onto our canvas. We're going to right click, and we can go to text or UI. Text, wherever text is, or they moved it all. Oh, there we go. There we go. Just go to UI and Text Mesh Pro. We can click that, and this little box will pop up. So this is a new style of text that Unity uses, and we're going to use this. We're going to use the Import TMP Essentials, and this will load through. Lovely, fantastic. We don't need to download the examples or extras here. That's absolutely fine. We can close that. And then we're going to change this text brackets TMP, and we can call this to lives text, because that will be displaying how many lives that we have at the moment. Cool, lovely. So the next thing we need to do is we can create a new font. So I actually haven't even downloaded a font, funny enough. So we do have a font in here, but I want to show you if you want to download a font. Let's have a quick look. So let's go to the font. And I'm going to look for a font that will fit my game. So if I type in Pixel, because I'm making obviously a Pixel 16 by 16 pixel game. Oh, I can't type Pixel either. Good start today. Lovely. Ooh, crikey. That's not that good looking, is it? Simtex doesn't look too bad. Pixel doesn't look too bad. Let's try Pixel. So LL Pixel. So I'll click download. Lovely. This comes in a zip folder, so I can just quickly sort this out. Double click. Lovely, lovely. And then what I can do with that font, I'll just delete the zip folder, and I'm going to create a brand new folder for fonts. So I can just right click, go create new folder. Just going to call this fonts. Double click in there, find my file, finder files, and drag in my text in there. Lovely. Cool. So then it will say, that's fine. Cool. Lovely. And we can see that my text is living in here. Cool. But this needs to be formatted for computer games. It needs to be formatted for Unity so we can use it within our UI. Cool. Lovely. So we've downloaded our custom fonts and we've now dragged that into Unity. So what we're going to do is go into Window. We are going to look for TextMesh Pro because we've just downloaded those essentials, and we're going to look for Font Asset Creator. So as I said, our font needs to be created into a game asset, essentially. Cool, lovely. So once we click on that, you'll get this little box that pops up here. Under Source Font File, you guessed it, we need to search. Hopefully it will just be the one that we've looked for, or we've got a couple, but we can search for our LL Pixel 3. That's really, really nice. All of these other settings we don't really need to worry about. So we can just drag that in, which we have done. And then what we need to do is click the Generate Font Atlas, which is here. So boom. So an atlas is essentially, yeah, like this, looking for all of the components from A to Z to 0 to 9 to some symbols as well that we can use for our font. Once we have done that, we can click Save, and we'll save this into our fonts folder. So we'll click Save, and here's our fonts folder, and yeah, I'll just leave it like that. Save. Lovely. There we go. We can see that font saved there as well. So what's this come up with? I'm going to assume that's okay. Maybe it just came up with some issues or bits and bobs like that, but we can sort that out. If it doesn't go in, we can use another font or something like that. But any font should ideally be absolutely fine for Unity to do Font Creator with. Cool. So so we're going to drag. We're going to grab. If we go to TextMesh Pro, we should now be able to choose our pixel font. Lovely. So I'll choose that in there, and our new text, let's just type this as lives, or yeah, something like that for now. And see if this is actually, oh, it is appearing in our game. There we go. So that's looking cool. Let's move this. So I'm going to use my game view to move my lives text, because at the moment it's centered in the middle, which it is. So I can click on here and you can see that I can anchor point my lives text to any point within my game, to any area within my game. So I'm going to have my lives text kind of within my top left hand corner. So what I'm going to do is hold Alt on my keyboard, and can you see that it kind of fixes the box here to these corners? And then if I click this, pop, there we go, lives jumps up into the top left hand corner. And what I can do very gradually, if I actually just click on my lives text here, I'll zoom out a little bit, and through my UI I can just, so that looks cool, that looks pretty good. Might move it just a little bit that way. Lovely, cool. So there we go, there's my lives text. And that's working in there nice and beautifully. Once we've done that, what we can do is, now we've anchored it, I'm thinking we can, if we look at our event system, this is saying, oh, we need to update our input system. So if we click on this, that should be fine. That will update our input system. So if you click event system and you click the update button that I just clicked, that should sort that problem out. Let's also, while we're here, we're going to duplicate our lives text and call this score text. So we can keep a score for our for the coins that we collect, or we can just call it coins. Actually, let's just call it coins. I actually call it score text for now, because then I know what that means for our coins. Lovely. And what I'm going to do is drag that across here, and I'm going to edit this text just to say coins. Lovely. So I'll have my my coins and my lives both sitting here just like that. Cool. So let's make sure we save our game so they're in the same areas. And then what I can do is let's go into our game manager script, because that's where everything is being controlled, especially our lives anyway. We can add our score to this, and we can add in some bits and bobs. Lovely. So we've only got lives at the moment, and also we need to say that we're using the TextMesh Pro. So we'll say that TMP Pro, semicolon. Lovely. Cool. That's all we need to say. So we're using a different system. So we're using the TextMesh Pro, and then we can create two public variables. The first public variable will be a TextMesh Pro UGUI. There we go. Nice and confusing. We'll call that lives text, semicolon, and the next one will be, you've guessed it, our score text, just to make life nice and easy. Let's quickly save these, and we can drag these in to our variables very quickly. So let's click on here, because I'll forget to do this, so it's good that we do it now. Once the script loads, it should open those two public variables. So those two public variables is looking there for our lives text. So there we go, there's our lives text. We'll click and drag that one in there. And it's looking for our scores text. So we'll go and drag that one in as well. Fantastic, let's save that. So that locks that in, because I'll probably forget, like I did with the coins earlier. There we go. So let's jump back into Visual Studio, and let's get the functionality inputted into our code. So to start off with, on let's actually, under awake, let's do void start. I'm going to get rid of the private, we don't need that. And what we can say is lives text dot text is equal to the player lives dot to string. Lovely. So this now links our player lives variable that we saw with 3 lives to the text itself. So it's converting this integer of our text through a string to actual physical text that we can visibly see. Okay, that's what's happening there. Cool. So we also need to do this on take a life as well. So when we lose a life, this needs to deplete a life. So if we find our take life public variable here, let's add this to the bottom. So we can just say that lives text dot text again, or actually is exactly the same thing, is equal to the player lives dot to string. There we go. Lovely. Fantastic. Cool. Let's let's quickly save this and jump back into Unity. So now if we press play, lives should be, we haven't done our score yet, but our lives should link up. Boom, there we go, we've got 3 there, that's wicked. And if I die, oh, we go back to lives. Oh, okay, cool, so we need to sort that out just a little bit. Cool, so what we need to do here is that lives isn't consistent, so we die and it kind of reverts itself back. So what we need to do is within the hierarchy, we need to make a canvas a child of the game manager. Okay, so because the game manager is persistent all the way through and isn't destroying anything. So if we go to our canvas and drag a canvas into game manager now, and once we've done that, let's press play, and we can see if I go, that coin noise is so loud. Jump and die. I'll die to 2. Jump again. 1. And then I should revert back to 3, hopefully. Oh, there we go. So we probably need to sort out one little thing here. Let's have a look. Right, okay, yeah, we can fix that, no problem. So if it loses the instance of an object, that's okay, that's absolutely fine. Cool, so what we need to do we need to add our score, and we can also add our toString for our scores as well. Let's go and what do we need to do? Maybe if I just thinking, do I need to update that? Let's click apply all. Let's press play. So we've got our 3 lives, death to 2, death to 1. Cool, lovely. I just needed to upload the to update the game manager itself, and then we've got our lives working there, all lovely and nice. Cool, fantastic, cool. Let's add our score parts in then, and then this will update our scores as well. So if we go to, where are we, game manager, and at the top of our game manager, we need to now add a public integer of score. So just like here, we can just add it just below this. So public integer of score, just score? Yeah, just score equals 0. Because our score starts on 0, that's absolutely fine. And then we can say under our start, instead of lives text, and we can even cheat. Let's do cheat. Let's copy. Let's paste. Instead of lives text, it will just be score. Oh no, it needs to be score text, doesn't it? There we go. Score text. Lovely. Score text or text. It's talking to the string, but it's not player lives this time. It will definitely be score. So we need to get rid of that for this one. Right, score. Fantastic. And then this needs to be, and we can add this. Let's copy this to, does it need to be, or do we need to create a whole new, yeah, let's create something new for it, just so it doesn't confuse stuff and it's all nice and neat. So we're going to create a new public void, and we can call this add to score. And we can pass in an integer of points to add. And then we can say our score is plus equals our points to add, semicolon, and then we can say our score text.text equals score to string as well. So that should hopefully help us out of our score. We need to pass into the coin script to say that we're actually talking to it. So let's quickly save this and go into our coin script as well. In the coin script, let's add another public variable. So let's say public. Again, this will be an integer, and we can call this points for coin. And let's say you get 100. You get 100 every time you get a coin or something. Or actually, let's say 10. That's more reasonable. And then we can do a ball for was collected, just in case we have to check that the coin has been collected or not. Cool, lovely. And I think we've done a ball like this before as well, so hopefully it shouldn't come as any surprise. Cool, so at the top of our trigger, we need to say our trigger is entering the collision, and at the moment we're saying the collision is checking whether we are the player, adding the audio source, and also destroying the coin. So we need to add points, as well as acknowledging that the coin has been collected, and we don't need to collect it again, okay, if the game reloads weirdly or anything like that. This is just a backup, just in case we get like infinite coins or something like that. Cool, lovely. So first thing we need to say is if the collision is tag, we can also say and we have not collected anything and was not collected. I can't spell, let's just change these things. There we go. Was collected. We can say initially was collected is true, because that would be the first thing that happens. So we can say was collected equals true. So then we can say find object of type, whoops, and the object we're looking for is our game manager, because we now have that add to points. So we can say parentheses dot add to score, sorry, not add to points, and then we can say within there is points for coin, because then they can now talk to each other. And let's just to back us up, we can say game object dot set active is also going to be false as well. So that coin will definitely disappear once it's collected, and we'll take all the functionality away with it as well if it is definitely active. Cool. Let's save this and see if this does indeed update our score. Let's press save. Let's throw into Unity. Cool. So if we press play, cool. We have our lives, and then hopefully we've got our coins as we walk into them, because we've got the score of 20, and we've got our lives of 3. So this is all working out. Let's jump over this fella. Jump over. Oh, died. Ah, our coins are still appearing. That's annoying. They should have disappeared because I would have already collected them. Let's see. Oh, we need to do our scene persistence still. Sorry, I was thinking we'd already done it and we haven't done it at all. So that's absolutely fine. Yeah, so at the moment we can keep collecting these coins, which is a bit annoying, but we will sort out that scene persistence as well. Do not worry about that. Cool, lovely. So our final thing is exactly what I was just talking about, our scene persistence. And we can see our error here, where we already have this weird bug, because if I do indeed collect some coins, and each coin is worth 10 points, but then I die, those coins shouldn't appear again, okay? So what I need to do is when I die, these coins should already be gone, because I'm still not on 0 lives. Once I hit 0 lives, the coins should then all appear again. Cool, lovely. So let's save that game really quickly and let's sort out our scene persistence. Cool, so let's right click, let's create an empty, and let's call this scene. Let's call this scene manager. Let us then create a new script. and we'll call it. We can't call this scene. Actually, let's all stick with the same kind of naming because this is. I'm going to call this scene persist, and I'm also going to call this scene persistence as well. Let's rename this. Let that. Because if we're talking about scene manager, our scene manager allows us to switch between scenes, and that's just going to be really confusing. So if we write scene persistence, and then we can add my scene persist to my scene persistence. There we go. You can see that's added in there. And then what we can do, just to save us, we can go to our prefabs, and we're going to add our scene persistence to our prefabs, and we can save that as well. And then so we can then go, right, what we can do with our scene persistence. Let me think of the best way of doing this. Is it best to now add, oh no, let's drag this. So within this scene, what scene are we in here? We are in scene 2. So in scene 2, we can have our scene persistence, but then I suppose we can update it. If we go and double click on scene 1, we can then add a scene persistence into this as well. And then we can add some other variables into here as well. So let's create an empty and call this pickups. And then everything we can pick up, so all of these coins, for example, we can add into pickups. And then we can add enemy. Oh yeah, let's make one for enemy as well. So let's go create a new empty and call this enemies. We can add in our enemy. Cool, lovely. Once we've got these, we're going to add our pickups and we're going to add our enemies to our scene persistence. And then we can save this, jump to our other scene and do the same thing. Scenes, what am I on? Scene 1, let's go into scene 2. Scene persistence needs, again, we need an empty, create an empty. Call it pickups. And then I'll just grab these coins. I think that's all I've got. Add them to there, and then I can go and add my enemies as well. Where's my enemy? I've only got one enemy, that's fair. You can pop into there, and then we'll drag in pickups and we'll drag in enemies to our scene persistence. Cool, and we can save this. Hopefully that will sort us out for our scene persistence, because they are the two persistent things. Once we've killed the enemy, we don't want the enemy to reappear, and if we've collected the coin, we don't want to be able to collect that coin again. So that's the idea of that. Cool, so we've dragged our enemies and our pickups into our scene persistence. We've repeated that process for scene 1 and scene 2. So now let's jump into that scene persist script. Cool, lovely. So do we need any of these? I'm going to say no. Let's get rid of those. And first of all, we can have a void awake. There we go. We don't need that. And what we can do is, this is going to look remarkably like our game manager, isn't it? What have we got on our game manager? Yeah, it's pretty much going to be the same as this here, but I don't want to copy and paste it just in case I'm wrong. So what we're going to do is we'll write it out again. That's cool. So void awake, we can say int. What else do I need in here? So let's call this number, or number of scenes, and then we're going to go equal to find objects of type, and this one is going to be our scene persist. Oh, that's why I keep getting that error. Scene persists, and then dot length. We can then say if number of scenes is less than 1, we can initially destroy the game object, else we can don't destroy on load, and that would be the game object. Lovely, fantastic. So yeah, sorry, it's remarkably like, it's probably just the same, just but this is changed. So this keeps it within the scene and not destroying, helping the persistence. I'll just quickly save that while what else would we need to write? We need to have a public void, don't we? So let's have a public void for reset. Let's call this reset scenes. Reset scenes. And then we can just say destroy our game object once that has been done. Once we've done this, we can quickly save this and jump into our game manager. In the game manager, we need to look for reset game sessions. Where's reset game sessions? Reset game sessions, and we need to add, let's add it to the top, just in case. This time we're looking for, oh, dearie me. We're looking for find object of type. This time we're looking for a scene persistence. There we go, scene persist, donk. And we are going to be looking for a reset scenes. Lovely. Semicolon. Let's just enter that, and I think that will be good. Let's quickly save that. Where else do we need to go? Right, I know where we need to go. We need to go to our level exit as well. So on our level exit, so our little treasure chest, let's just add that at the top of here as well, just in case that we have an error. So we're going to say find object of type. That object of type is going to be our scene persist, just so it all wraps together. And then we can just say dot reset scenes, parentheses, semicolon. So now our scenes should persist. I think they're all in the right places, those find objects of type. Let's load this through. So now, once I pick up the coins and destroy the enemy, I should, technically, they shouldn't come back because I haven't fully died. So I'll click those coins, and then I'm going to shoot this guy for good measure as well. Boom. There you go, you've gone. So now I'm going to jump into the spikes and die, and they shouldn't come back because I haven't lost all 3 lives. Ah, wicked, there we go. So there we go, the scene persist works. So if I then shoot him and then die, then he should be gone as well. Oh, he didn't die. He didn't die. Why didn't you die? So let's go there, die. Yeah, that's okay. Next level. Kill him. Kill him. Oh, that was on my last life. Next level. This is scene 2. Die. Level 2. Die. Die. No, he shouldn't have been back. He shouldn't be back. He is back. Why is he back? Did I not put him in my persistence? Interesting. It kind of works. Kind of works, kind of doesn't work. So I'm in scene 2. Is there another enemy? Oh, there is. Sorry. So make sure that all your enemies, I'm going to add him to my enemies there. Save the game again. That was the issue. Click, collect, select. Shoot him. Jump. Oh, died. But then he is gone, so I'm going to quickly shoot him and then die. And then he should still be gone. He should now be gone. He is. Lovely. Cool. That's working. So scene persistence is working. The coins haven't come back, so I can't get like a ridiculous score. Lovely. Fantastic. Okay. Cool. Right. So as a final thing, what we can do is let's do... if we look at our coins in here now, we can see we have that our points per coin is 10. Okay, so we can create something called a prefab variant. And this is just an extra thing that you can do to make your game just a little bit more special. So say there's one big collectible coin that you would need. Okay, and this is what's really good about prefab variants as well. So let's go to coin. Let's go, where is it? Coin, let's have a look at our scene. And let's double click on this coin. So that's our first coin here. Let's go and let's go to our second coin. And with this coin, let's put this up here for a little bit. And I'm going to make this coin bigger. So it's currently in the scale as 1 by 1 by 1. Let's try 2 by 2 by 2. And then I'm going to change the color of it to like a weird greeny kind of color. And then what I'm going to do is under points for coin, I'm going to change this to 100, and then I'm going to drag this coin into my prefabs, and here it will come up with a pop-up, and we want to create a prefab variant. So we still have our coin, but we have a variation of it, which is this big super coin. So if I click prefab variant, boom, we then have our big super coin here, and it even says variant as well. So let's test this out, and you can do this with your enemies, you can do this with any of your prefabs and create prefab variants. So if I play my game, that's 10, but if I jump into this one, bang, 110, wicked. So you can create like special bits and to make your game even more unique. Cool. If you followed all these videos and all your games working, well done. You've done a fantastic job. This is the fundamentals of all of game design, not just 2D games design, but it's always good to start with just 2D games design. You've done amazingly well. Give yourself a big pat on the back, and I'll see you very soon for our next project.